Maybe they will join.
Well, let's hope. Okay, so this is the OSRA day. No, not the daily Scrum anymore. Sorry, the OSRA Scrum for Tuesday, April 21st, 2015. Here, at the moment at least, we just have Christian and myself. So, Christian, can you basically repeat everything that we just talked about?
Yeah, I will create a new task to add a notification for the HQ part, for the Rails part, that will do the same thing as the active admin part.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll create a new task for that and start working on that.
Okay. And we're using device for that, right?
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so it would be a good experience to look into it because I didn't use device before.
Yeah.
Except active admin, which is automatic.
Yeah. At the sort of very basic usage, device is fairly straightforward, but of course it gives you a lot of options that I don't think we're interested in at this point, but who knows? So maybe when you read the docs, if you come across something that looks really interesting, then we can think about implementing that as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we need like third party authentication and things like that, do we?
Yeah. No, I don't think we need to do it right away, but at least keep in mind and maybe suggest it to the client, because the client might not be aware of everything that's available to them.
Maybe only in the future when the clients can join and log in and do the sponsorship directly.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Gabriel.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
So Gabriel, why don't you go next?
Sorry, what?
Just give us an update on what you've been up to.
Yeah, I read, or I try to make the change you comment about the create ad and update ad. I changed the name of the fields. I also they are not in the permit farm anymore. Well, I changed the sponsor abbreviation. Well, that's it. It was pretty much simple changes. If everything is okay, I think it's ready to be merged.
Well, it still says that it's not mergeable.
Yeah, because I haven't done the merge, the rebates and all the things yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will do it. I will do it after we finish here.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So what can I talk about? So I mentioned this in the last Scrum that we had, that this highlighting of mandatory form fields, I submitted a separate pull request, and we talked about it a little bit with Gabrielle and Brian, but basically, Christian, that whole discussion that we had about whether to monkey patch or to subclass, I still disagree with Craig's opinion that basically he just thinks that monkey patching is evil and you stay away from it no matter what. I don't think we need to go to that extreme.
Yeah, not no matter what, but
yeah, I think there are kind of proper ways to do it and bad ways to do it. So as long as we stay disciplined, I think we can. But what happened was, that's what I explained on Thursday, is that when I made the monkey patch basically as safe as possible, so I, instead of just extending the default form builder, I did it. I wrote the new method, put it in a module, and then in the specific forms, I included that module into the form builder, so I can show you an example of that. Yeah, basically, okay. Let me first go to the module itself. So in the initializers, you have this new method, but you can see that it's now encapsulated in modules. And the way that you actually included into form builder is at the top of the form. Here it is. You say you have this include statement. And the thing is that once I did that, I realized that this is now no different from the other approach, that if we subclassed form builder, added a custom method, and instead of having this include statement at the top, we just specify the custom form builder to be used in the form. So in this case, monkey patching seemed to be basically identical to inheritance, and this is what's in the second pull request. So there is a helper where our custom form builder inherits from the default form builder. It has this new method in it, so I'm still not overriding any methods, but adding a new method. And then in the form, you can see it specifies which builder to use here. So that's that pull request. So both of these are here now if people want to kind of compare and contrast. Gabrielle, from what I understood from what you said, you think that the inheritance, the second pull request now, is you prefer that approach?
Yeah.
Yeah, to the monkey patch?
Still, I prefer the approach that give us the very clear way to know what is going on or what is happening. From to us and to every developer in the future. So the approach, I'm very open if it's monkey patch or it's inherent. At the end, if the clear, maybe they're not so messy, the configuration or some messy functionality is the best case.
All right. Right, so that's there. Basically, I guess leave comments on the pull request, and then that's how we'll decide which one to go with. The other thing is I got a response from the client to a question that I asked a long time ago, and that was about how to push to production that commit that changes father alive to father deceased. So basically, we need to iterate over all the orphan records and update them. So I was asking them if they think that it's ready to merge, and if so, then what time we can do it so that we don't disrupt their workflow, their process. And Ahmed basically said, do it whenever. So I don't know, Christian, what do you think? Last time we pulled down the copy of the production database and just ran it through that migration to make sure that everything was still okay. Do you want to do that again?
Well, since we have backups every day for the database, I don't think it's necessary.
Okay. So what I'll do then, before I actually push push staging to production, I'll make an extra backup. So we have a backup that's basically immediately before this code is deployed, so that we're guaranteed not to lose anything. And then I'll push it up to production, and I can, through the Heroku console, I can test that all the orphan records remain valid, and then I'll let the client know immediately too that I've deployed that new code, so that if anything breaks, let's say tomorrow, they will let us know immediately and not wait. But I mean, I don't think there's anything to worry about.
In case something breaks while the migration is running, do you know how to put the new database back, the backup?
More or less, yeah. Actually, I've done something similar when I used Factory Girl locally to create a lot of records, and then I made a dump of that database, and then I loaded it up on our testing environment. So the process, I think, would be more or less the same.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember what format is the backup.
As good a question as any.
Let me see. I remember you sent me a photo.
Yeah.
I can't find it. I think it's only one line that you need to run in the shell, and but since you're using Heroku, maybe it's some Heroku commands.
Let's see what it is here. Okay, so there it is, and I don't know, it doesn't have any kind of extension or anything on it that would tell me anything.
No.
Yeah, it's just it's a file without an extension, as far as I can tell.
Hmm.
Well, Heroku luckily has very good documentation about it, so
Yeah, I'm sure it's very easy to do.
yeah, if anything goes south, then yeah, it's just okay here. I don't know if you can see it. It's b081.dump.
Dump, right?
I don't know if dump is a format or it's just kind of reference that this is a database dump.
Yeah, I think it's the extension, and
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, nothing's gonna go wrong, right?
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully. Hopefully, yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is interesting, guys. We can see the stats on the production database. You can see we have 19 tables of 3,800 rows out of 10,000 that we're allowed to have.
Cool.
So it seems that we're still a long way away from reaching this limit, but at some point, I think the client will have to deal with this and decide what to do.
Why do we have 3,800 rows? Isn't the
Well,
database that big? I remember it's a lot less.
I think it might be because think about it. There are, I
How
think
many
about
orphans do we have?
there are about 1,000 orphans right now.
Yes.
Each orphan gets 2 addresses.
2,000.
All right.
So that's already
So what?
3,000 right there, and then sponsors and sponsorships and partners, users, etc.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Those addresses they take up like at least in this term each address takes up a row. So that's a bit of a weight, but um, anyway, I guess that's how it is.
Yeah. When we get to 10,000, what's the plan?
Then we need to discuss with the client, well, basically either how much they're prepared to pay or, um, well, basically, yeah, how much they're prepared to pay. Because if money is more or less kind of is not a question, then we can stay with Heroku. But I think Heroku gets expensive a lot faster than, for example,
What
DigitalOcean.
what expensive? What does it mean expensive?
You pay per month then,
I mean,
but
give me a rough number. What do you mean?
I don't know that off the
You
top of
know,
my head.
like 50 euros a month or something like that?
Um, where can I find that, I wonder?
I don't know.
Well, actually here. So this is our database, and I don't see any clear way to change anything here.
Maybe it's on the main page where you have that
Yeah.
payment meter, or how you call it.
Because yeah, the problem is that there are multiple things that you can pay for.
Dinos.
Yeah, you can pay for the dynos, you can pay for the workers, and you can pay for the database. Here, well, or I guess maybe I can go here.
But what do you want? Add more dinos or increase the database space storage?
I think the first thing that we're going to run into, the first limit, will be the database.
Yeah. But in some part, yeah, you probably have something to add, some action to add more space.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. So hobby development is what we're on, and it has 10,000 rows. Hobby basic.
Oh yeah, this is good.
10 million, but that's
10 million, yeah.
not $9 per month, which I think is manageable. So if they're okay with just a single dyno, that's probably the only expense that they would be looking at.
Yeah, that's not very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's acceptable.
Okay. All right. Because I don't know if they're already paying, but at least at some point they will be paying for Amazon storage as well.
Oh right.
For what? For image or for what?
Because when we upload orphan spreadsheets, those are stored, and as soon as we implement uploading of orphan photographs and documents,
yeah, I know.
But
that's going.
Can't we move that to Dropbox? Because Dropbox is free.
But there's a limit on Dropbox, right?
Yeah, but I think it's 15 gigabytes.
Is it that much already?
I think
I remember. Yeah, I remember when it was 2. If it's 15, then yeah, I don't think there's a problem.
Even if it's 2, it's still a lot more than we need.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, those. I mean, I don't know what kind of documents they're planning on uploading, but I can't imagine that they're going to take up that much space.
Yeah.
There's going to be PDF files and well, images, but images still don't have to be very. Yeah. Yeah, we can talk to them. I mean, I don't know if they will ever bring that up, because it was Modusum who set all that up. He's the one who's discussed the financials with them. So I don't really know what the client knows or how much they understand about the different storage options, the different deployment options, etc. But
well, maybe we should not ask them. We should suggest them something.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know more than us.
Yeah. But yeah, Paperclip works with Dropbox just fine, right? There is a.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, sorry, I don't know that. I know it only works with Amazon.
I'm pretty sure I've used it with Dropbox on a personal project at one point.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So if nothing's changed, then it should be fine. Okay, guys. Anything else for us to discuss?
I noticed you merged my pull request.
Yeah, I just did it like.
Implemented failures.
Yeah.
The only thing remains that the orphan form needs to change also. The test for the orphan world that Gabriel is working on.
Right. Yeah. So I think once we merge in his pull request, then yeah, there is going to be that work to do for the tests.
Yeah, I was thinking that just once Gabriel is done with that, I just do a pull request directly on his branch, and then everything is done.
Yeah, sure. Gabriel, is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure, totally.
Okay, that sounds good. And then, yeah, once we merge this in, then I'll have some work to do on this 343.
Do you want to do any changes to that?
I think I'd rather wait for this to get merged in, and then I'll make sure that this one is kind of a standalone, that everything works on it. Because yeah, for me to submit a pull request on Gabriel's repo with this, I think would get messy.
Yeah, actually, now that you comment this, when I was trying the first time to do the merge, I get also a conflict, but it was related to someone that changed I think the pagination of the index or something like that. It was talking or orphan index, I think. But I have to. I don't remember so much the sample, but I need to stay with my code or I change it to the pagination style or way.
This is in a this is in a test.
Actually, no. I think it was, but I don't remember. I didn't avoid the merge, but I think it was related to the index in the controller. It was something related to the paginations. They were doing 2 pages or two pagination. I don't know. I don't remember. But I just about the merge. I don't know if you want to if I post the message or the code, or I just stay with my own version and leave it. I don't.
Okay, so in your, what I see is in the controller you're already paginating here, so
Yeah.
that's taken care of. And then if we go into the spec, it looks to me like you're doing all the pagination.
Yeah, it was strange because I saw it. It was I have 3 conflicts. Only had 3 conflicts. But I didn't know uh, who made the change or if I had to take those changes or leave it or skip them.
Yeah.
So basically, if I get a conflict, I stayed with my changes, basically with my version.
But why do you get conflicts? Isn't this orphans created? Is this orphans controller file created on your branch?
Yeah.
It must have existed before, because see, there is at least one line that's being deleted here and many other lines that are not changed, so something is already there.
I will try. I will try to follow the merge as you say, Nick. If I get a conflict or something, if I am not sure, I will post it on the forum.
Yeah, just at least make a note of what it was so that we can trace it back to see if it's something that should change or if it should stay.
Yeah, I will do it. Actually, I will do it that after we finish here. I will try to do the merge, and I will post something if I get a conflict or I'm not sure about it. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, guys. So
there is another pull request from a new guy.
Yeah.
About how to install the application instructions.
Yeah, I remember that we originally were thinking that we shouldn't have these detailed instructions here because we wanted people to come and join a Scrum and sort of understand our work process before they start working on the project. But maybe given our current situation that we have just the 3 of us working on this, maybe it's not a bad idea to make it more accessible. But anyway, this is very useful to have, for anybody. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
But I don't understand something. Why is it creating a new username for in the Postgres? Do we need that? We don't use any username or password, right?
I think we kind of are. Let's have a look. If you go to, sorry, that's not where I want to be.
Config database.
Database. Yeah, there is development.
Yeah, but Postgres is already created. It's by default.
Yeah, so well, so he basically he makes it explicit.
Yeah, but he creates username.
Uh,
Or let's see again. Where is it?
He doesn't create. He just logs in as user Postgres, right?
Yeah.
Logs in, then create user, username, super user, password, password. Oh, so create user, username is actually PostgreSQL, I think, right? Because it's not in quotes.
Yeah.
I think so.
But that is where he's trying to create a user with the name username, yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but that sounds very useless. I think I know because you export in the profile, then what is this? Oh, I don't know. Environment.
Yeah. So basically, why? Ultimately, the question is why is he changing the default Postgres username and no password to use username and password?
Yeah, and also creating database template 1. Update.
Oh yeah, here.
Yeah, I don't know why is that.
Maybe it's trying to, I don't know, maybe it's trying to test the database or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be good to get maybe an explanation from him because I'm not familiar with this. I don't understand this, basically. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I remember when I first installed this application, the Postgres and everything. It was straightforward. I
Yeah.
think it's only I had to change some configuration in the Postgres config file. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, some security configuration.
Okay. Well, guys, let's leave comments on the pull request then, and hopefully he will answer shortly, and we can either have a discussion about it or make the changes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of this stuff is specific to Cloud 9 too, something that we didn't have to do locally, but he has
Oh,
to
right.
do that.
Maybe it's specific to Cloud 9. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, an explanation for this, maybe, maybe even having kind of two versions of this, something that one thing you do on Cloud 9 and the other thing that you do on the local machine.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, we should also get one for OS X for Mac users.
Yeah. I hope I don't have to do it anytime soon on the Mac.
Is it that complicated?
No, I don't think it was overly complicated. No, I think that I had the biggest headache with Capybara WebKit, as always. All this, the Qt5, being able to install it correctly, but
Oh.
everything else I think was fairly straightforward.
Okay.
As I recall, anyway. That it was quite a while ago.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't move to a new laptop like you said?
Well, I have it, but I haven't really done anything with it except for I just keep configuring it, and that one is running Ubuntu. It's not OS X, so
Yeah.
it would be different again.
So
But
time
yeah,
to switch.
well, for now I still have access to the Mac, so I keep using it as long as I can. And if it ever looks like I'm about to lose it, then I'll switch over to the Ubuntu machine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I'll see you on Thursday. My immediate plan is to put our staging to production and I'll quickly test that all the data is still okay there. And if not, then I guess I'll, I don't know, raise alarms, or at least ask the client to wait until we figure things out.
Yeah, let us know if you need any help.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely do that.
But
And
everything's
yeah,
gonna
no,
be alright, you know.
yeah,
Hopefully everything's
yeah.
gonna be alright.
You know what? I'm sure we tested that thing many different ways, so I can't imagine that it wouldn't be all right. And yeah, let's do code review on this pull request and on anything else that's open.
I
And
forgot to tell you something. On the database dump that you sent me.
mhm.
I don't have it here, but I remember there was another table or another database, another table I think that I think is the temporary records from the import or something like that. Like when the client does orphan imports
Mhm.
from the spreadsheet, I think you put everything in a temporary table.
There are two tables. There's a pending orphans and pending orphan
Exactly,
lit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so if that import is failing, then that database is not cleared, right?
I think it should be. That's how I remember that code. But we should probably. It wouldn't be a bad idea to go over it. But I'm pretty sure that no, it actually it's. I think it's wrapped in a
In a transaction.
in a either transaction or it's just a begin rescue insure block. And
If
I
it's
don't.
only a rescue, then you have to delete it manually, right?
Well, the insurer. There is an insurer in there, and
Okay.
the insurer, I think, takes care of the deleting the data. But you know,
Well, I'm just saying because the dump had a few hundred records in the pending orphan table.
yeah, that's possible because I think I made that change sometime after it was initially implemented.
Uh-huh. Okay,
But
that makes sense.
yeah, but you know what? That would be not a bad idea. Maybe just create a quick script that maybe we can run on a regular basis, and if it alerts us that new records exist, or I don't know, anything like that. I mean, we can do it manually, of course.
Well, maybe you can delete it manually this time and we'll check it again like in a month or two.
Yeah,
Or next time we have trouble with it.
yeah. But yeah, that data definitely should not be persisted.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find right now where that code lives, but I'll look it up again. And is it in a controller? Uh,
Pending orphan, yeah. Upload.
uh,
Well, search for the word transaction or ensure.
yeah,
That will be the.
I can even just search the entire repo. Acts of admin. No, nothing like that. And nothing like that. Huh. Maybe that didn't get merged then.
Are you sure you're talking about the pending orphans? I remember you used transactions in the services.
Yeah, it wasn't a transaction. It was definitely a. I think it was an insure statement. But yeah, it's possible that that never got merged in.
Maybe it's in the rescue.
Um, it shouldn't be in the rescue because those records should be deleted no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look into it a bit more. But yeah, it's possible because there was, I think Craig and I were working on the importer at the same time, and it's possible that parts of my code got merged and other parts didn't.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'll have a look at it again and see.
Okay.
But okay. All right, guys. So see you on Thursday.
Okay, see you. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye
Bye.
bye.